Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Rob. You're watching
Lists of 13.
Here you'll find lists of various topics like cars, music, geography, and other phenomena, all in sets of 13.
If you have tristodectophobia, an irrational fear of the number 13, this video may not be for you. Otherwise, enjoy the list.
Today we're talking about places that may be cool to visit, but the average public is not allowed to visit. By saying average public, I mean you're not part of a royal family, or we're supposing you're not some type of scientist who studies things that honestly could help humanity as a whole, but could also be very deadly for you.
Our list of 13 today is about places that you most likely are restricted from visiting, even though they might be super cool.
Number 1. Decada, Monde, Grande, also known as Snake Island, is an island off the coast of Brazil that's home to rare and incredibly deadly species of snakes, including the golden lancehead. According to some estimates, there are 1 to 5 snakes for every square meter of land on the 43-hectare island. The golden lanceheads mainly eat the migratory birds that visit the island, and they've evolved a venomous bite strong enough to take down their prey before it can fly away. The snakes are so dangerous that the Brazilian government has forbidden people from visiting the area. Rare exceptions are made, mostly for scientists studying the species, but they have to be accompanied by a doctor, just in case.
I have zero interest in visiting there.
Right, I agree. I mean, it sounds terrifying, honestly.
And I don't like snakes. Number 2. On North Sentinel Island, a small island in the Andaman chain in the Bay of Bengal, natives have long been opposed to the influences of the modern world. In fact, the Sentinelese people who live on the island refuse communication with any outsiders and are willing to get violent to protect their isolation. Following the 2004 tsunami, when the Indian Coast Guard flew a reconnaissance mission over the island, men reportedly emerged from the forest to shoot arrows at the helicopter, which did not land. The Sentinelese have reportedly lived on the island for some 60,000 years with the protection of the Indian government, which prohibits visitors of any kind. It has successfully resisted anthropologists, authorities, and tourists.
Seriously, the idea of being shot at with bow and arrows, that's a really strong get off my property statement.
Right, it's like the crabbiest of old men with a get off my lawn sign and a gun, except for there's a lot of them.
Number 3. Ethiopia claims that it's home to the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred relic to both Israelites and Christians. It consisted of a pure gold-covered wooden chest with an elaborate lid called the Mercy Seat. The Ark of the Covenant is described in the book of Exodus as containing the 2 stone tablets of the 10 Commandments. According to the New Testament book of Hebrews, it also contains Aaron's rod and a pot of manna. It's reportedly kept in a church in the city of Axum that's so closely guarded, even Indiana Jones would have trouble getting in. According to legend, the monks who guard the treasure have been trained to kill with their bare hands. By some accounts, only the monk who is designated as guardian is able to see the ark, and after assuming his role, he isn't allowed to leave the church grounds for the remainder of his life.
Talk about commitment to your job.
This is true.
Number 4. Also called the Red Zone, Zone Rouge in France constitutes a chain of non-contiguous, uninhabited areas of northeastern France, which is one of the most restricted places on Earth. The area was sealed off after World War I, as it is believed to be completely damaged by war. The 42,000-acre area contains huge amounts of human and animal remains, along with unexploded weapons and dense landmines that have contaminated water and the land. The French government prohibits any activity in the zone, including agriculture, forestry, settlements, etc.
It's really kind of sad. It's a waste of a lot of land.
It is, but hopefully it serves as a reminder so that things like another world war don't take place.
This is correct. Number 5. Heard Island in Antarctica is in Australian territory. A 9,000-foot tall volcano is on the island named Mawson Peak. Has been active since at least 2000, and the wind speeds there average around 20 miles per hour. While you could apply for a permit to visit the island, getting there will not be easy. Heard Island is at least a 2 weeks journey by boat from Australia.
Yeah, I don't have any desire to travel for like 2.5 weeks one way to get to a super dangerous island. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Number 6. Mount Serent Exclusion Zone, a British overseas territory in the Caribbean. When the Soufriere Hills volcano awoke from dormancy in 1995, the nearby town of Plymouth was evacuated and eventually abandoned altogether as eruptions continued. Ash consumed the town, turning it into a modern-day Pompeii. While the volcano is not as destructive as it was a few decades ago, there's a chance it could erupt again, which means more than half of the island is still a designated exclusion zone.
Number 7. The CocaCola Vault in Atlanta, Georgia. The company has never revealed who or how many people know the Coca-Cola formula. The recipe for Coca-Cola is considered one of the best kept secrets in the world, and they keep it a secret by stowing it away in a large security vault.
You would think that it's something other than Coca-Cola, like drugs, or I don't know what.
I mean, Coca-Cola is really pretty addictive, though. There's a lot of people that are addicted to Coca-Cola.
Right, just like other types of caffeine.
True.
Number 8. Ai's Grand Shrine. Japan has shrine culture down pat. There is estimated to be upwards of 80,000 shrines in the island nation, but none is more important than the Ai's Grand Shrine, an intricate temple that happens to be one of the most expensive in the country due to the detail of its architecture. The shrine is rebuilt every 20 years at $1 million price tag in order to symbolize the Shinto tradition of death and renewal of nature. Their current iteration was built in 2013, and unless you're a member of the Japanese imperial family, there's no chance you'll be entering the hallowed halls of this ancient, significant representation of Japanese culture.
Sounds like a neat place, though. Number 9. Area 51 is famously off limits to the public. The government would not acknowledge its existence until 2013, when they finally said there was a flight testing facility in the Nevada desert. Despite the restricted status, in September 2019, more than 2 million people RSVP'd to the Storm Area 51 event on Facebook. A few dozen showed up at the gates and were quickly forced to leave by authorities.
Very interesting.
Do you remember that event on Facebook?
I do, and I would never in a million years sign up for it, even if I thought it was cool, because as predicted, they were immediately removed. So you spent potentially large sums of money getting to the desert in the middle of nowhere just to be told bye-bye.
That would have been disappointing.
Right. Number 10. Svalbard Global Seed Vault is a secure backup facility for the world's crop diversity on the Norwegian island of Spitsbergen in the remote Arctic Svalbard archipelago. The seed vault provides long-term storage of duplicates of seeds conserved in the gene banks around the world. This provides security of the world's food supply against the loss of seeds in gene banks due to mismanagement, accident, equipment failures, funding cuts, and natural disasters. The seed vault is managed under terms spelled out in a tripartite agreement among the Norwegian government, the Crop Trust, and the Nordic Genetic Resource Center. The seed bank is 120 meters or 390 feet inside of a sandstone mountain on Spitsberg Island and employs multiple robust security systems to keep all unauthorized people out.
So the good news is, if for some reason all vegetation were to disappear off the planet, if they were able to get it planted quick enough or whatever, we still may be able to eat. And then the thing is, there's all those security systems.
That's why it makes me think of Mission Impossible.
Right, but the bad people would very hopefully not be able to get in there. Number 11. North Brother Island, New York City, is located on the East River between the Bronx and Rikers Island. Access is forbidden to North Brother Island without prior authorization, since its buildings are in a dangerous state of deterioration. Inside, nature continues to devour the abandoned structures and ruins of what was once the city's quarantine hospital. First claimed in 1614, the history of North Brother Island's past is intertwined with death and disease. From the 1880s to the 1940s, the site quarantined people with highly contagious illnesses such as tuberculosis, yellow fever, and smallpox. All those who died were stored in the island's morgue. From 1951, it was used after World War II to house veterans as a treatment facility for heroin addicts. In 1963, North Brother Island was abandoned, becoming property of New York City Department of Parks and Recreation, which now manages the site as a bird sanctuary.
Very interesting. And it sounds like it might be a little creepy too. Number 12. The United Nations Buffer Zone in Cyprus. In 1974, Turkish troops invaded Cyprus. escalating a civil war between the split Greek and Turkish residents. The UN took control of the buffer zone and the capital, Nicosia, after the fighting ended in a ceasefire. This no man's island is surrounded by walls separating the Turkish community from the Greek community. Inside the walls are abandoned homes, businesses, and a small airport. As the magazine The Atlantic put it, has remained frozen in time for decades.
And honestly, that would probably be a really cool place to visit, being that it's frozen in time and everything. And number 13, North Korea's Room 39. It's sort of like their version of Area 51, but instead of military secrets, it's said to hide things like black market Viagra. The name refers to the secret department as a whole, but it's also believed that the name is a real office in the North Korean capital of Pyongyang. According to some defectors, it keeps foreign cash flowing into the pockets of elite officials. Illegal activities coming out of Room 39, such as counterfeiting, insurance scams, and drug production, along with some legal endeavors, are estimated to make the country between 500 million and 2 billion US dollars a year. Of course, the country's notorious secrecy makes all of this very hard to confirm.
We hope that you enjoyed our list of 13 places you're restricted from visiting.
Honestly, though, it really kind of makes me want to visit a lot of the places a little bit more.
Right, I didn't know about most of these. Very interesting.
Tell us in the comments what you didn't know about.
Or where you'd like to visit. Thanks again for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up.
And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to get notified when we post new videos.
After subscribing, ring the bell on YouTube or click follow next to our name on Facebook, then click edit settings. Choose how often you'd like to be notified of new videos. We hope you choose all videos.
After that, tell all your friends.
We hope you enjoy your day and keep being kind to one another.